Hello friends, welcome in my second IPT review. Myself Matin Suresh Belgaonkar, and today we'll discuss on the Hyperbranched Polymer Nanocomposite on the under the supervision of the Professor Dr. Balasubramaniam sir and Associate Professor Suranjana Mandal. So let's start with the graphical abstract. This is the simplest form of graphical abstract which show the preparation of the hyperbranched polymer nanocomposite. These are the hyperbranched polymer which generally mixes in the nano-sized fillers. These are nano-sized filler to form a nanocomposite which is generally in the form of the core shell, where the nano-sized filler act as a core and hyperbranched polymer is act as outer shell of this nanocomposite. This introduction. Nanocomposite describes a two-phase material, means one phase should be at least one dimension in nanometer range. 1 nanometer means 10 to minus 9 meter. Melt intercalation means blending, salt gel, and in situ polymerization. These are different common routes for the preparation of the polymer nanocomposite. The hyperbranched polymer and clay nanocomposite appeared good properties, the required properties. That's why it is used in food packaging, drug delivery, and etc. Hyperbranched polymer is defined as the polymer consists of large number of branching points connected by a relatively short chain in their molecular structure. The hyperbranched polymer is generally prepared by several methods. For example, self-condensing ring opening polymerization and proton transfer polymerization. These are the documents available for the hyperbranched polymer nanocomposite through Web of Science. These documents are published in this year. You can see the graph of the published document in particular year. In current year, only one document is published and 26 articles are available for the hyperbranched polymer nanocomposite. 4 book chapter. There are no review paper available for hyperbranched polymer nanocomposite. 1 proceeding paper, 1 correction paper, and 1 data paper. See the difference between the hyperbranched polymer and the dendrimer. Basically, hyperbranched polymer belongs to dendrimatic family, but see the how hyperbranched polymer different from the dendrimer. Dendrimer is belong Greek word. Dendron means tree and meros means part. The branching part of the tree is called dendrimer generally, and the dendrimer is made very sophisticated fashion, exactly radially fashion, whereas in the hyperbranched polymer made in very easy fashion. Easy fashion is randomly fashion, divergent and convergent process. The dendrimer is perfectly built onto a core molecule due to their perfectness, but in hyperbranched polymer is somewhat lower. Dendrimer is monodisperse, means weight average molecular weight is equal to number average molecular weight, and high degree of branching dB is equal to 1. Whereas in hyperbranched polymer, the hyperbranched polymer is monodisperse, means weight average molecular weight is greater than the number average molecular weight and has the low degree of the branching as compared to dendrimer. You can see the degree of branching of dB and the degree of branching of the hyperbranched polymer. The dendrimers are symmetric and layered macromolecule. Hyperbranched polymer are irregular macromolecule. The dendrimer consists of 3 distinct pages, consist of central core, a radial repeating unit, and the terminal groups. Whereas hyperbranched polymer, which is consist of the 3 distinct groups such as dendrimatic group, linear group, and terminal groups. Okay. Most of the research have been done in this composite. See the first composite, which is the hyperbranched polymer nanocomposite. Firstly, polychloromethylstyrene hyperbranched polymer and MMT. Second, hyperbranched polymers, polyester, acrylate, and the silica. Then polyester amine epoxy, which is a hyperbranched polymer, and the clay, and polyester amide hyperbranched polymer and layer silicate. aliphatic polyamidoamine hyperbranched polymer and layered silicate. And last one is polyester hyperbranched polymer and MMT clay. These are the preparation route for the polychloromethyl styrene and MMT nanocomposite. Firstly, they use MMT. MMT is monomerylite clay, which is firstly modified with the CTAP. But MMT is modified with the CTAP. CTAP is cationic surfactant. In many researchers, the MMT is modified with the silane coupling agent, the thiethoxyvinylsilane, and some researchers the MMT modified with the CTAP, cetyl triethyl ammonium bromide. This is cationic surfactant. See the modification. See the modified MMT form. And next, the polychloromethyl styrene, which is then polymer to form the hyperbranched polymer. It's polymerized by the self-condenser vinyl polymerization via the atom transfer radical polymerization, and the prepared hyperbranched polymer, which is then polymerized with the help of in situ along with the MMT and CTAP. Then the final form of this nanocomposite, you can see here, this blue part is core and the yellow part is the outer shell. This blue part is the MMT, modified MMT, and yellow part is outer shell of the polymer matrix. This is polychloromethyl styrene hyperbranched polymer. MMT is the reason behind the modification of the MMT is basically MMT is polar and this polymer is non-polar. That's why when you adding this filler into polymer matrix, there may be no separation of the filler in polymer matrix is observed. Means no separation means agglomeration is observed. Means no proper in case of in absence of the grafting. But when you graft it to the polymer matrix, when you modified the MMT with the help of the CTAP, the nanoparticle will separated in polymer matrix and they observed no any agglomeration in the polymer nanocomposites, which will absorb in their physical properties and the required properties. Factor to be considered. These factors are considered during the preparation of the nanocomposite. Influence of the composition. Influence of the composition. The addition of the fillers reduce the shrinkage of the nanocomposite, but addition of the filler also reduces the flexibility of the composite, and mobility of the reactant base is weakly influenced by the increasing the viscosity of the composite mixture. Secondly, the influence of the intensity. The rate constant of the hyperbranched polymer and the composite both are affected by the intensity. More the intensity, the less shrinkage of the composite. But on lower intensity favors the formation of the microgels and increases convergence of the polymerization. Microgels is the formation of the micromolecules that are no longer soluble in unreacted monomer liquid. Next, influence of the nanostructure. Addition of the nanosite fillers in polymer matrix, which makes better dispersion. Faster dispersion of the nanoparticle in polymer matrix lead to earlier gelation, especially at lower intensity. Lower ultimate conversion is observed, and there may be chances of the building of a stress. Then influence of the surfactant. Basically, the two types of surfactant are used in the preparation of these types of composite. Firstly is SDS, sodium rhodecyl sulfate, and CTAP, cetyl triethyl ammonium bromide. So SDS is anionic and CTAP is cationic. The using of these both surfactant, the changes somehow changes in grafting percentage of the grafting is observed, and yeah, due to use of different types of surfactant, this affected the surface morphology of this nanocomposite. These are application of the hyperbranched nanocomposite. The hyperbranched polymer and the clay composite are used in drought-related application, stabilizing agent, rheology modified, food packaging, master batches, solid and microcellular component, and the hyperbranched polymer and the nanosilica nanocomposite are used in light trapping applications. The future finding for this work is study of the different hyperbranched polymer nanocomposite and their preparation technique. And second, comparative analysis of different hyperbranched polymer nanocomposite, which will find the which nanocomposite is beneficial from economic and the processing point of view. Thank you.